What's up, y'all? John here from Broad Culture, and this is the July 23rd edition of Smackdown Live. This is your good, mad, and ugly show. So the show started off with the return of Miz and Maurice with their newborn child, Monroe Sky. That's in backstage video package showing them arriving, because they're later on the night they're going to be having a premiere party for their TV show Ms. and Mrs. The show officially starts off with Randy Orton in the ring cutting a promo saying that the first segment was good. This segment was Randy Orton cutting a promo saying that his beef with Jeff Hardy isn't something, a grudge he has for 10 years or something about that. He said it is about respect that he deserves for the WWE Universe. And he's used a bunch of buzzwords like Indie Hall, Indie Darling, Bingo Halls, a bunch of these smart words, you see. It got a good rating from me. Then there was promos about the women's evolution. It was okay. I give this an ugly rating because there's so many of this stuff already throughout the night, so it's you could mention this once and get it over with, but nope, it is said countless times throughout the entirety of the card, so I am giving it an ugly rating for that reason. Then the first matchup of the card was Rusev versus Aiden English. Now, Rusev was the face in the situation, which was nice, and has one spot that I vividly remembered. It was when Almost was going to go for those running double knees into the corner and gets caught with a Machka kick out of nowhere. And that was a extremely good segment right there. That moves right there, succession of moves. Then near the end of the match, Aiden English comes down to break up a fight that Zelina Vegas and Lana is having, which distracts Rusev enough to allow Almost hit the Hammerlock DDT for the win, which is a good way for Rusev to lose without losing that much momentum, because it protects him in his defeat, which is a extremely good rating. Then after commercial break, they return to see Rusev walking back and forth while Lana and Aiden is arguing about who is best for a Rusev Day. And then Rusev breaks up the argument saying maybe neither of you are good for Rusev Day, which gets a good rating from me. I was just contemplating giving an ugly rating because why would he say that to his wife? But in the kayfabe world of the WWE, it does make sense. So, it gets a good rating. Then after that, we had a segment with R-Truth talking to Ty Dillinger about how to fight Samoa Joe. And it gets ugly, which is going to be an okay rating. You see, it's kind of repetitive, but not comparative. Repetitive for what happened for the last 2 weeks with Ty Dillinger asking R-Truth for help and inspiration for his matches against Samoa Joe. Then the actual match happens, and R-Truth looked impressive to begin. Then he, like many others, was put to sleep. And that gets a good rating. Then Asuka beat Billie Kay in a quick match, which gets a good rating. The promo before, which I launched with the Women's Evolution pay-per-view, so happened to, it got the ugly rating, which was just an okay and a bit repetitive rating. But the match was a good Asuka match. Shame that Billie Kay had to take a loss here. But someone, you fight Asuka, that is the expected outcome. Then after that, there was the reveal on who AJ Styles will fight at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. As Paige announces a drum roll, but AJ comes out and he goes on a spiel about the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. Like I said, that's all lumped in with the first one. He says that he signs the contract and Paige calls for a drum roll. Then James Ellsworth comes out. He makes fun of Paige by the way she dressed and the way she talks. And then she stops him and says, "She got 2 words for you." Crowd instantly go, "Suck it," but that is not the 2 words that she had in mind. She said, "You're fired," and then had James escorted out of the building. While this was happening on the big screen, Samoa Joe has entered the ring and started to attack AJ Styles, locking him to the Coquina clutch, past knocking him out cold. He then went and signed his name on the contract, tossing the table and the contract at AJ Styles. This was a very good rating because it wasn't announced that he was his opponent for SummerSlam yet. It was unpredictable. It showed a killer instinct by Samoa Joe that he could do whatever he wants, and we didn't find out that he was the planned opponent for Mr. AJ Styles until after the commercial break. Then we had the Becky Lynch versus Carmella match, whereas Becky won, she would have been added to the. She would be given a match against Carmella again at SummerSlam for the title. While Becky did win, the match was mostly Carmella dominated the match. Basically 90% Carmella and the last 10% was to Becky Lynch, which is horrible booking. While yes, she did get the win, she did tap her out. She was made to look like the weak link in this situation, and that is not good, especially when she is against Carmella of all people. That said, it should be pointed out that why did we have James Ellsworth? Why did they bring back James Ellsworth? Was this just to screw out Asuka? What? Also, why ain't Asuka getting her revenge on James Ellsworth here? This segment, even though the right person won, gets a bad rating from me. This is not the way it should be booked. Then after this, we had a Sanity versus New Day match where, surprise, the wrong person won. The New Day beat Sanity. What? That gets a bad rating for me as well. The match was good and all, but wrong person won. Then the Bar makes a return, which is a good rating. Yes, it is. the only salvage I can see from the New Day winning is that the Bar wins. The Bar wins and wins next week against the Usos, and then they beat the New Day the week after, which I honestly hope happens. Otherwise, I don't get the point of it. Then after that, there was the main event, which was the Miz and Mrs. premiere, which honestly should not have been the main event. I would have took an actual match as the main event. That's why, but it was a good segment and stuff. It's not the rating I'm giving. I'm saying it was a good segment with Dan Bryan turning his sneak peek into a highlight of his failures in his career. Then him coming out beating up the valets, then getting tricked with a baby doll that Miz tosses at him, and you get sent to the Skull Crusher finale. It was good and all, but it should not have been the main event. That's why I'm giving it an ugly rating. It's not that it's bad, it's just that it shouldn't have been the main event. Because all said, I'm giving this Smackdown a ugly rating overall. While yes, there was a bunch of good stuff, there's also a bunch of stuff. And stuff that makes my head hurt just thinking about it. But, then again, that is just my opinion. You have your own opinions that you can give. You can leave them in the comments below if you want. You can hit that like button. There's a subscribe button that's red right down there. There's also going to be a subscribe button in one of these corners. I have not decided yet. There's also going to be 2 videos right here that YouTube decides for us. And that said, I'm out.